What's up, guys? We are back again. They haven't cut us off yet. I'm still waiting for U.S. Soccer to do that. Hopefully not. And we got the oh my goodness, what is happening down there? Okay, well, and you can see we have the same panelists back, and they're a little bit crazy and happy right now. We're gonna go over tons of topics as always, and I don't know what to do right now. Oh my God. Okay, there she is. There she is. We are all good. Let's just jump right into it, guys. By the way, we now have a Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook page. No Instagram yet, but we're working on it. We'll get it sorted. If you want to send questions to us, just use the tag hashtag WosoTalk and then we'll say your question during the show. And just prepare next week. We're going to really start jumping into some NWSL preseason because I know a lot of you guys are asking about that. We're excited for the NWSL, so we'll get into that and can't wait. So, guys, I guess we are starting with the U.S. Women's National Team versus France final. Get rid of all this Algarve stuff. Lineups and stuff pretty much looked a lot of the same as what we're used to for the most part, but they had actually, Abby was sitting down, and they had A-Rod. How did you feel about A-Rod actually getting a chance to start this game? Rue?
She definitely deserved it. To be honest, the entire starting 11, maybe minus Klingenberg, because nobody really knows what's going on at left back, but they had their best 10 out of 11 possible players, A-Rod and Morgan. I think they did well together, to be honest. Maybe it was helped by France not being a team who stepped back. They're more inclined to actually trying to win the game themselves. It backfired for them massively, so quick players like A-Rod and Morgan could absolutely exploit that, so I think it was a good idea to start them.
Christy, how did you feel about Julie Johnson's play out there? How did she look to you?
Oops. Who are we talking to?
We're talking to you, Christy. How did Julie Johnson look to you out there?
My turn, I'm okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's your turn. Anybody would have asked.
Rue, right?
Yeah, we just asked Rue. Now we're asking you. Who wants to answer Julie Johnson's question?
Oh, you're also talking about Julie Johnson. It's fine. I think she did well. I think she's filled into that spot that she's been kind of pulled into, and I think she's done well. I think she looks a hell of a lot better than Klingenberg, and I think she should get some more playing time, get her feet a little more on the ground, I should say, and I think she'd be a good bench player for the World Cup. I wouldn't start her just yet at this point, but I think she's definitely making her case to make the squad.
Yeah, I was really happy with her. It was good to actually see her getting some play time. So, like I said, she got more comfortable as the tournament went on. She looked more calm out there. She just started making smarter decisions. She really had. I felt like she had a good game against France in that final. Even though a lot of people kept saying France was probably a little worn down because of how hard they had to go to beat Japan. But still, I felt like overall she had a pretty good tournament. Krista, how did you feel about your favorite player, Klingenberg?
Well, I mean, that PK that she drew was really awesome. So, completely necessary. I totally understand why she did that. So, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Some of her clearances, I think, I wanted a little bit more out of them because it seemed like they found all the French players each time she cleared the ball. It kind of scared me a bit back there, but nonetheless, I guess that's going to be our starting left back going into a World Cup. How do you feel? How do you feel press played, Aurelio?
She's impressing me. I didn't expect her to play that well as a midfield, but since A-Rod and Morgan are the best strikers, it's nice to see her in the mid and scoring goals.
Yeah, because I mean, her goal or whatever, it was impressive. No matter if it is like the second, two like replacement center backs, I felt like it was a class goal. She did really well out there. I mean, she was running around, just lots of energy. Maybe she's getting more comfortable and feeling like she finally has a spot where she might, play frequently. So it was good to see her out there overall. Rue, how did you feel about France's performance?
From a slightly neutral perspective, since I'm very clearly not American, I was really disappointed by France, to be honest. even though they were missing 4 or 5 key players, they were really terrible. They couldn't keep the ball. They couldn't create any great chances. It just wasn't a brilliant game, to be honest.
Yeah, they really seemed like they just struggled the whole game. Like there was really no chances that they took that actually I could say was put any fear into the hearts of America. Like each one was like, I don't know, each one wasn't deadly at all or anything. So it looked like a very poor game by them. Krista, how did you feel about France's play?
I mean, obviously they're missing a lot of players. I mean, I thought they did, pretty well holding us for, being, 5 starters down. So, I mean, yeah, I enjoyed the game, though, definitely. It's a good one to watch.
And Christy, how did you feel about some of the referees right now? They were looking pretty good out there, weren't they? Yeah, World Cup form.
Yeah, well, I saw something in that article that, speaking of, that Krista had mentioned, or that she had posted that for us to review, kind of go. One of the things mentioned in there was that they would like to see more male referees for, say, major tournaments and such. And I don't try. And the statement was not to make it sexist. However, I think that, yeah, while for the immediate that may be the answer, my issue with it is why aren't we training our female referees in the same capacity that we're training our male referees to make them adequate? So in that aspect, I thought it was horrible they were out there. I'm glad they were trying to get things right, but I think they wound up getting more wrong because they were trying too hard. And really just annoying me because they kept calling and stopping the game every 5 seconds. So there's that.
Rue, I think you had a slight little beef with the refs, didn't you? I'm not too sure. I remember you saying a little bit of something here or there.
Yeah, I think that this particular game, the referee completely ruined it, to be honest. The first goal, as good a goal as it was from Johnston, it shouldn't have been a free kick in the first place. Throughout the first half, the ref just kept interrupting. Spent more time talking to the players than it seemed like they were actually playing football. It was awful to watch, really. And to be honest, it's not the first time we've seen it in a women's match.
Oh, wild dog.
And this is why this is live, people. We don't know
My
where it's coming
opinion,
from.
really that bad.
Whose dog
I mean,
was
I
that?
thought I was just telling the truth about referees, really, but
I think you pissed off somebody with that opinion. Well, let's ask the dog.
The referee's got a dog. There's a dog on the pitch.
There's a dog on the pitch. Insiders information. They said that it was the refs. A lot of their first games they were calling, and it was like a developmental camp for them. I guess we got a lot to look forward to there for the World Cup. Hopefully they get better. They use the Algarve Cup for their practice, so yeah, it should get better. A lot of them are probably nervous first time out there, like with world-class players and stuff, but it should get better over time. I'm hoping we don't see a lot of the same thing that we saw in the Algarve Cup in the World Cup.
I
All right.
hope not.
No, I hope not.
DJ,
What's that, Kristen?
just to cut it, I don't mean to cut in, but
No,
I
cut
do
it.
have a question.
Go for it.
I do have a question on Twitter. If we want to just hold off and let them know, I guess we'll be here, or you want to hit them as they come in.
We can hit them as they come in, even if So what's the question?
All right, I've got a question saying, who do you want to see start at left back? Which is a loaded question, I think, actually, from at Soccer and Life on Twitter.
All right, that's pretty cool. Start. You can answer it. Go for it, Kristen. Who do you want to start at left back?
My answer is still going to be KO. I still want to see Kelly O'Hara back there. I still think she gives us the best push forward and is the fastest to retreat when she's got to go back for counterattacks. I think that she's rusty right now because she hasn't seen the field. I don't even know if she knows what the field looks like. See her out there. I think that Klingenberg at this point is more of a detriment than an actual benefit, so I'm not quite sure what Ellis is seeing in her, considering she's been beat more times than she. So still a big concern, but I know obviously that's more of apparently a fantasy player at this point for me, but that's my thought.
Aurelio, who do you want at left back?
Kelly,
Kelly?
the best. Yeah, the best escape route to the attack, and she's good at the defense too. Way more solid and secure than Klingenberg.
Krista, give me a left back. Are we going all three Kelly?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say definitely Kelly. Yeah, consistency. Yeah, pretty much what everyone else has said. So.
Yep. Rue.
Yeah, full house, Kelly.
Kelly? You know what? Skip this. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to throw a wild card out there because everyone's saying Katie. I'm bringing in Amy LaPelvin. Call her up. Call her up. Bring her back. Let's do it. Let's bring it in.
Fantastic 1v1.
I'm sorry, I had to change it up. You know, I would say Kelly, but I don't know, something different. You know, maybe, or no, I'm gonna cheer for Chalupny now. She needs some fans. Let's go Chalupny. Let's
go. Let's not go crazy.
All right, guys, let's see. Is there any other questions right now, or?
Yeah, we got one a few hours ago, actually.
All right, let's shoot it. Go for it, Ruth.
It's from Heather O'Reilly fan. Who is your top scorer for the US Women's National Team in the World Cup?
Oh, so who do we predict to be our top scorer? All right, go for it, Ruth.
I think Carly Lloyd. She's a big game player. She'll step up and score a few worldies, hopefully.
Aurelio, who do you got being your top scorer in the World Cup for the U.S. Women's National Team?
Alex Morgan will be our top scorer.
Oh, that's
up.
Yep. Very good. Krista, who do you have as your top scorer for the team in the Women's World Cup?
I mean, I'd say probably either Morgan, maybe even Press, though. So one of the two.
Christy, same question. Or Alex right there, you know. So.
I couldn't hear. I hear a voice talking in the background. What did you say?
I think he's asking you, who do you have as your top scorer in the Women's World Cup?
Well, I'd like to think that it's going to be Alex if they can get the midfield and the flank situation going right. I mean, I think that I think she should be. I think I would expect her, and so would a lot of professional analysts of the game would expect her to be your top scorer going in. At the very least, if not the top scorer, a nice mix of assist and scoring would be the way I'd like to see it. You know, she's really good going in line and sending the ball across the net, space the net. So, being a midfielder, I'd like it to be Alex because I think that she really needs to have that performance to keep her, you know, expectations of her up.
She's breaking up a little bit, but we get the idea. I guess it's my turn. I mean, I feel the Carly one. I really can feel that one because I can understand it because I feel like she's going to be the one to just kind of like boss over it, you know, be a boss at times, just take over. I would say I would want Alex, but it's just like the service she might get might not be like we've seen it hasn't been as much as it used to be, depending on how they're playing on the flanks and stuff. I would have to go with. I'm going with Abby Wambach. No, I'm joking. I'll go with Carly. I think Carly's going to do it. That's what I was thinking because she seems like someone that can just make a goal out of nothing, or you know, she's going to take her shots, and if it's a big game where they need it, I feel like she'll score like 1 or 2 goals for the team whenever necessary. So it'll probably be Carly Lloyd. All right, thanks a lot. Do we have any other questions, real quick? Anybody?
There was one from Tumblr asking if the national team members are not doing preseason with their club team. I know they haven't been, so I don't know about the future though. If they will be. What is there like a week left?
I tried to hear you, but I couldn't. I was hearing some other stuff going on. What was that again?
There's a lot of stuff in the background going on right
now. Yeah, who's got a TV on?
Did anyone have a TV?
Somebody talking really loud in the background?
Where is all this feedback coming from? I do have another question on Twitter too when you guys are done with that.
Where's that coming?
Where is it coming from?
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm streaming live from a rave, so that's where it's coming from. I haven't got any glow sticks with me.
What's going on right now?
Oh, we have 2 questions now. There's just another question.
All right, let's answer whose question. Let's go with Krista's question real quick and see.
My question?
Yeah, let's go with your question,
All right.
Krista.
Alright, sounds good. You've got, well, where'd my question go? Okay, maybe, oh, here we go, sorry. It says, how do you feel about this is from Cheyenne13 on Twitter. How do you feel about the NWSL season starting in the World Cup? Do you think it's good or bad that we're go ahead and starting in this NWSL before it, which is obviously, we can't really help when it gets started. That's the schedule of the league. So I think probably the better question is kind of something we were going to touch on is what the impact is going to be of the World Cup players being missing for the majority of that season. I would probably take that as an extension of that question.
All right, we can start on that question if someone wants to know now. So go for it. How do you feel, Chrissy, about it? Yeah.
Me? Did you say me on that one?
Yeah. How do you feel about
So
it?
much feedback. I think that it's gonna affect the league, but I think honestly, versus the previous league, I think it'd be that the fans aren't just going out to see the World Cup players or the players that are going to be in the World Cup. I think the fans are going out to see the teams play and see the teams compete. And I think that NWSL has done a really good job of bringing in some quality talent that's not going to be at the World Cup this summer. So I think it's still going to draw the fans. I think you're going to see, unfortunately, a reduction in the viewership and the ticket sales for the months that the World Cup are in play. But I think we've sustained more of a quality fan base that people are not just showing up to see Alex, etc. So that said, I think the impact will be felt in quality of play, I think. But I think that we're still going to have a nice, solid fan base out there.
Aurelio, how do you think the NWSL will be impacted by the Women's World Cup?
Well, I don't think we can know that for sure until the league's on. But like Chrissy said, the fans want to see the team, not just the located players. And I think the teams with the best non-allocated players.
What just happened?
Oh
Boy. He's breaking up big time. Oh, no.
Houston, we have a problem.
We get the idea. Rue, how do you feel in be impacted by Women's World Cup?
Well, it obviously will be impacted massively. I think, for starters, if they really want to take the league seriously, they should have a break for the entirety of the World Cup. Just like take a month and a half off. Because at the moment they're losing money. The players that are going to carry on and play during the World Cup, the attendances are going to drop. It's not fair on those players. Like I said, the league are losing money, and that's in the long term that's going to have a negative effect. And with the amount of players that have been retiring in this off season, which might have stuck around had there been more money in the game, had it been a more substantial pay packet, so to speak, so they could actually live off their earnings. I think we're going to see the exact same, maybe worse, at the end of this season, because it's just disrespectful to the league what they're doing. None of US soccer, Canada soccer, they're not taking it seriously, and it's a real shame. I'm really annoyed about it, to be honest. So.
That's what I was worried about, actually. How you said like the earnings and stuff. Like I was thinking, like we know like there is like some fan bases that are pretty strong that will like go to games. Some people are going to go to games no matter what. But then there's going to be just like I feel like naturally we're going to see a drop, and how will they be able to sustain? Like how big of a drop off will it be? Because I mean this is the first time they're actually going to be playing through this with World Cup. Maybe maybe they'll survive for the most part, but I mean, I don't know. I just see everything. It's just going to be a little crazy, like these first. And I wish they would have took it more serious too, because I don't feel like they're taking it as serious as you said.
So they are putting money into it. as they said in the beginning. So if they are putting money into it, why not take it seriously? Why not absolutely make the most of it, which they've not done whatsoever?
Yeah, and then I also looked at it from because that was the first thing I always thought I was thinking about, like early on, like last year I was thinking about that with the money stuff wise, and then I was just looking at it from a player perspective of just like, I don't know, maybe stats, because I know there's some stats people out there that wanted us to talk about that type of stuff. It's going to be so random seeing like who's probably the top goal scorer until a lot of the World Cup people come back and stuff, or who's leading in this and what team's on top. Everything might be just so flipped around because, as Aurelio was saying, it's going to be the team with the best non-allocated players that are going to actually still like go strong or whatever, you know, or will have the best standing, so to speak. So it's going to be real interesting to see how what the league does. But we've already kind of seen how, I guess, the opinion of, like you said, Canada and U.S., how they were looking at it. So thank you for that question. She's a regular viewer. We appreciate it. Keep watching. Any more questions we got? Or you're
I have two.
on any of our social media sites now?
Yeah,
You got two. All right. We'll answer one of them, and then we'll continue on. And then we'll answer the next one. How about that?
Okay, well, just so you know, the second one though should be our prize winner. So, because I think that would be 5. So.
Oh, so
They
that's
just put it in, so that would be 5. So.
Oh,
but
you just won something. You just won something. Yeah,
Do you want me to read that one first, so they know that like they're the winner, and because they're on anonymous, so like.
Yeah, we're gonna need the prize winner. So read theirs, and then we need to tell them to like contact us because they just won a prize. So we're gonna be giving mugs for days.
Okay. So they asked who should be the captain. Well, who we think should be the captain for the World Cup. And then, you know, they wanted to say that they think Carly has been pretty solid, you know, and that it really annoyed them when Abby came on and took the armband. And then they asked if there are any rules about that, and then they said that they don't think Abby is up to par for it anymore. So, but I'm pretty sure there's no rules about who's captain, right?
Yeah.
So pretty much is asking us who we think should be. Who do we want as captain, or who do we think should be captain?
Who we think should be captain for the World Cup?
Oh, okay. Because I want Becky Sauerbrunn, but Rue, who do you think should be captain?
If Rampone's going to play, absolutely it should be Rampone. It's been her job for a while. If she's not going to play, Lloyd. I think she leads by example. She's done a great job until Abby steals the armband from her. I think she's the best candidate apart from Rampone.
Aurelio, who do you think should be the captain for the World Cup?
Well, like Bruce said, if Rampon will be on, she'll be the captain, but I hope Carly Lloyd will be the captain. She's been doing great the last few games, so I hope she can continue with that in the World Cup.
Christy, who do you want as your captain, or who do you think will be captain?
Who do I think will be captain? Well, I foresee at this point Rampone being a starter in the World Cup unless injury is persisting. And if that's the case, it's not even a question. She's a fantastic leader of the backfield. I don't agree in that Lloyd should be captain. I think Lloyd's a great example physically. I don't think she's necessarily the best to give direction, focused on what what she needs to do. That I just think that it's really nice to have a captain out of the backfield. I don't think Abby should be the captain either. I don't care how old she is or how long she's been on the team. I just feel like a director is so much better coming out of the backfield. So I would have to go, if it was my choice, with Sauerbrunn.
We'll get back to that Lloyd thing in a second. Krista, who do you want as a captain?
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously Rampone, but I mean, I agree with you and Christy. I would probably go with Brune.
Say what? You agree with me? No way. Thank you. So Rue, how do you feel about Lloyd being called not a captain material in here? Tell us how you really feel.
I couldn't understand it because she can get a bit hot-headed. She could get sent off after like the second minute if they're punching somebody, and then the team would be let down. But I don't think it matters a great deal what position they play. They've got a lot of leaders on the team. You just need somebody that leads by example, in the sense that they go after the win. They're they're trying the best. And I think Carly Lloyd does that despite her some of her flaws. But they've all got flaws, really. So.
I think personally it's going to be Rampone because I know she's going to end up on the field and they're going to have her starting back there. So back up for captain, I guess. I don't know. Throw it on Lauren Holiday. Let's see how she does in a captain's role. Who cares? What the heck? Next question. Krista?
Oh, and just like, again, that person that asked that question, they did win, and they are anonymous, so if you want
You can't give an anonymous person a
if
prize.
you want to message us,
You can't reward people for
anonymous,
using the
let us
anonymous
know.
feature. Come on.
Yeah, listen up, listen up, random anon out there. We're going to need you to
The anon was me. Do I win?
Yes, you win a mug. You win the mug. So get
I know
this.
she's been wanting that mug the whole time.
No, you can message us on any of our WSL pages, and we will get you a prize. What is happening right now? Okay, we will get you your prize. Okay, so just message that and we'll keep you anonymous. Don't worry, we won't tell anyone. All right, cool. All right,
Thank you for
Krista.
protecting my identity.
Do you have any more questions, Krista?
Yeah, so the other one was, are the national team members not doing preseason with their with their club teams?
No.
So,
Was it a question? Are they or why are they not?
She asked, "Were they doing it?" I thought they were.
It was just a are they or are they not? And yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh no,
Well,
yeah, I don't think they are. Are they?
Season though.
Naya's back with Boston. I've seen that.
So
I
pretty
think
much
they're
is
taking
it
a
just?
little bit of break. They might be.
But you said Nair's back or whatever. Nair's back on her side.
I've seen Naya back with Boston. Yeah.
Okay, so I was hearing a lot of stuff about like they probably won't be in, and I heard so I was guessing that most of the time it might have not. So.
Well, we've got another camp starting in a week or so. So
Yeah.
Okay, so
if the players you're starting 11 or you're starting 18 players, I'd be surprised if they join their club teams prior to the April 4th game, in my opinion. But like I said, that's opinion. I'm not really sure. They very well could.
yeah, they might come in a little bit later. I'd probably be guessing more than likely or something. That's what I would guess. All right. Well, if that's all our questions, I guess we can just go back to where we were. It was a little bit of Algarve wrap-up. Thank God. I'm so sick of Algarve questions. Yes, did the results that Jill had in the Algarve Cup change how you felt about her as a coach? Aurelio, do you love Jill Ellis right now, or do you still hate her?
Well, I think it's an improvement. She found her formation. Maybe not the ideal, but she did. But it definitely doesn't change my view of her.
So same thing with Jill Ellis, pretty much. Oh boy, that buzzes. Okay, Rue, do you feel any different about Jill Ellis, or do you think she's just same old Jill, just ended up winning?
No, she's still an idiot.
Nothing more, nothing less, and we'll leave that at that. Krista, is Jill Ellis still an idiot, or is she a Algarve genius right now?
I mean, she's pretty much still an idiot. So you
Christy.
might have gotten lucky with that formation she decided to throw out there.
Are you ready for a more diplomatic approach to that idiot stance? She's not my favorite coach, let's say it that way. I think that she's getting a lot of credit where credit isn't necessarily due. I think you played a subpar France team, and I think you played a starting 11 that is not quite that I would pray and hope is not your starting 11 for the World Cup. I think it's got a lot of its key players already in place, but I think we're missing a few players. I think if we played this particular starting 11 against the actual French squad, that we would not have won that game. We may have lost it. We may have been able to tie. But to me, you're not going to tie to win a World Cup, that situation. But I think that I don't think Jill deserves the credit for that win at the Algarve. I think they got lucky in a couple of situations, but I think they did play a more solid game. But again, you're playing a less quality France opponent at that point as well. So.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like they looked better, but better didn't mean they were World Cup ready or looked like super good or whatever. It was like there was like a lot of like the press moment in particular. There was like one moment of just like magic kind of pulled out of nowhere, which was cool for us. But like overall, if they were playing like the stronger Prince side, I doubt it'd have been like they would have won like that or anything. It was just maybe everything fell in place for us. We had we had a weak group. We run into France when they're all injured and worn out and stuff. So, and we're great for our fitness and stuff. And then we got the rest people against Iceland, so everything just kind of fell in place for us. So, a little bit lucky, a lot bit lucky. She was lucky. All right. What's next, guys? Overview of Algarve Cup. Which teams impressed you, Aurelio?
Sweden. I think that victory against Germany, that impressed me. I didn't expect that. And French winning all those 3 games in that kind of tough group.
Krista, who are you impressed by in Algarve?
I mean, yeah, probably Sweden for sure.
Christy?
Yeah, I would say Sweden. Like, they looked pretty impressive. I mean, but I'm not really surprised by that. I'm interested to see. I think they started out slow, but I think they came through strong at the end. And again, it's really hard to say who's playing their best 11 right now. So I think, like I said, guesstimation-wise, I'd have to go with Sweden.
Rue, does the U.S. victory at Algarve make you think that they're on par with teams like France and Germany now? Please say no.
Definitely not. No, I think you can't tell a lot by one result, and you have to remember that the Algarve Cup is essentially a tournament full of friendly matches. At the end of the day, it's not as competitive as a proper tournament. So, it can tell you a little bit, but no, it's not a definitive clue as to who's ranked where.
Yeah, because it was weird. Like I was seeing it. Some posts actually. Some people were actually praising the team a lot after that win, and they were almost making it like, "Oh, this team is about to go and be like real dominant and stuff again." And it was just like you're really changing your mind and opinion about everything after one game. One game is making you change after all those other games how we've played, just because we had one good performance, and it was really amazing to me that some people flipped that quickly and just became just will start to love Ellis and everything she did, and it was just like wow, or just love the team in general. Like and I couldn't say the same. To me, it was like I said, we ended up everything fell in place for us, and we just got a bit lucky. But I still think we're in the same place we are. We don't have any plan B a lot of times, and we're gonna end up running against stronger sides, and end up getting caught out, and they're gonna show our weaknesses again because we've seen it earlier, and we've when we played against sides, and it's just gonna happen again. So
I think a lot of fans have memory problems. Maybe they've got concussion problems like Kolupny, I don't know, but they can't seem to remember what happened a month ago. So.
Well, I think it's very common in all sports that fans tend to have. I think it happens. I think that everybody does it. I think if you win a game, and I said this, I think in the last show, that I think if you win against France in the Algarve Cup, I think you've got that they can sustain their current, status as far as the world level is concerned. But like you said, it was just a glorified friendly where not everybody was playing their best players, whether it was due to injury. And we could say the same thing. We better not have our guaranteed starting 11 in the World Cup, or we're in a lot of trouble, to say the least. But that said, I think that you're dealing with what a majority of a fan base that has been following the team for maybe 4 years max. I would say probably greater than 90% of them are still really new to what this team has meant in the past and what they've accomplished in the past. So what they're working towards right now, and I think it's still an educational process for them as well. So I think something like this helps them. So I'm hoping we get a lot more viewers from that. If nothing else, I'd like to educate a few more people to kind of help their perspective a little bit as we move forward towards the World Cup.
All right, well, that's our view of the Algarve Cup. I am so glad we are done with that. I'm sick of Algarve. I never want to speak of it again.
DJ.
All right.
We do
Yeah.
have one from Football Legion on Twitter.
All right. Is it Algarve
Did you
related?
hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
It's she wants us to talk about Hope, and then I think we can probably let it go. About what we think about how Hope's performance in the Algarve, and then I think that we can if we can cover that for her, she'd probably be pretty happy about it.
Retire the Algarve people. Krista, how do you feel about Holt's performance?
I mean, it was good to have her back. I think it definitely helped us having her back out there. So, I mean, yeah, I don't really know what else, I mean, that PK, that save on that PK was, thank God for that, so.
That was a terrible penalty, though. Come on.
It really.
Aurelio, how do you feel about Holt's performance?
Yeah, it's great to have her back. I think she did great in the Algarve Cup.
I think that it was it's good to have her back. I mean, I don't feel there's too much, I don't feel worried back there. At least we know that when one of our players could be there's probably like that one last good line, a great line of defense for us. She had a good Algarve Cup,
Exactly.
or just like a good way of being, she got to break herself back in, but it was really much. I mean, it felt like, against Iceland, I heard like they had really only one good chance from what I was really hearing or something like that. So wait until she actually plays some teams in the World Cup, and then we could start like judging their performances. But it's good to have her back. None of us can complain. Like Rue, how do you feel about her? Like,
I'll try and be nice. I think in the first game
performances,
yeah. In the first game, there were a couple of shaky moments, but to be fair, for the rest of the tournament, she was solid, and she didn't get drunk and steal any team vehicles. So yay, go Hope! Well done, you.
I told her to be nice. I'm sorry, fam, but thank you for the question. We appreciate it. That's as nice as she's gonna get. I'm sorry. That's just how we are. All right. Any other questions? Hope questions? No.
I don't have anything else right now.
I hope
Algarve, we're done with Algarve. All right. No more Algarve questions. All right. On a happier note, I think for some of you fans, because some of you are so obsessed with Canada. Oh yeah, and check out our edition of Up North off the post. Yes, it's talking about Canada and things. Canada lost in the Cyprus Cup to England, so I guess if that makes you happy, then woohoo for you. They lost 1-0 to England with a Leanne Sanderson goal, so that's a little bit something for you.
Queen.
I know you guys are going to go and talk about that a lot. Let's look ahead to the next friendly, guys. So we are playing New Zealand. What type of test do you think this New Zealand game will be for us, Krista? Will it be a big test facing the 18th team in the world, or will it be just another friendly where we just win as usual and get happy for no reason?
I mean, I think, as always, it depends on Jill and her lineup. I was, reading up today, and they drew with Brazil twice last year. They went down to France 2-1 in November. Had a tie against Norway, and then, another tie and a win against Denmark, which are all teams that we have lost to or drew with in the last year. So, I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see. I feel like they're a pretty physical team, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah.
Rulio, you think we're going to lose in New Zealand, or how do you think we're going to play? I'll just be honest.
I don't know how we perform, but I hope, and I think USA will beat them again easily. Shouldn't be a tough game at all.
Yeah, I'm starting to think it's just going to be like one of those, how we always do it. It feels like it was was it last year or maybe even 2 years ago, where we were having all those friendlies, everyone gets so happy to see the game, and then it's just us beating a team just senselessly, and it wasn't even fun to watch some of those friendlies back in the day. Now I guess maybe because we kind of aren't as good as we used to be, and we look kind of a mess in games like Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, what a mess that was. We all laugh when we hear TNT. It might be actually a fun game to watch because there's a chance of us only getting a draw. So, hey, I might actually watch this New Zealand game, Rue, how do you think we might perform against New Zealand?
It'll just be a basic routine win. I think you're not going to learn much from it. Yeah, I'm kind of bored of these friendlies now, to be honest.
Christy, you can't wait to see the friendly, or are you just as bored as the rest of us?
I mean, well, it's easy to get bored, but I always am wanting to see the games as they come up. If nothing else, I probably watch the games 2 or 3 times just to get a feel for where they're at and what players I'm liking as far as development. But that's my personal thing. So I do like to watch them. I think we could wind up drawing that game, and I say that based on our previous performances. That if we should win it handily. It shouldn't even be a competition. Back to the Iceland situation. Look, we just tied Iceland 0-0, and they're the 20th ranked team in the world. So there's no fantasy thought process that they're going to come in here and New Zealand's going to let us beat them 5-0 the way we're playing right now. Even with the lineup that played against France the other day, I think they had a lot of luck and involved in this. They did have obviously the scores were nice, but I think with a subpar defense, they were able to do their thing there. But I don't know. I kind of want to see it, but I am bored. I kind of wait for the World Cup to get here, but I'm almost afraid for it to rush to get here because somehow I figure we're gonna wave a magic wand and suddenly be good again. So I guess I'm not sure which way to go with that.
What's your score? What do you have for a score for that game?
For
Christy?
the New Zealand game, I would go.
Yeah, New Zealand game.
I'd go 2-0 US.
Krista, give me a score.
I mean, I might even go a little bit closer than that and go 2-1.
2-1 New Zealand?
No.
Come on.
Aurelio, who do you have?
2-0 USA.
Rue, who do you have? USA. What's your scoreboard? USA winning here.
I'm going to go 4-0.
Ooh, old school game for us.
Oh,
right
so
there.
you think what it should be? Oh, okay, yeah, I would go with that.
I think as soon as they break a team down, the floodgates kind of open, depending on who they're playing. So I think that it'll be one of those type of situations.
That'd be great.
Let's see. I guess I will go, since everyone went with the USA. I'm going 1-1. We're going to have a draw. No, I'm joking. It's going to be 4-1 to USA. And the first goal is going to be by... I don't even care who's playing. Carly Lloyd's going to score the first goal. Watch. She's going to score a nice little long shot for us. All right, guys. I guess that's that for New Zealand, since we really could care less about that game because it's just another one of our friendlies. You have any more fan questions?
I don't have anything, I don't think, right yet. I'm going to look.
No dice?
Again?
Because I think I had an old question for us, and I don't know if we really looked into it too much. It was from Shahana, right? I think that's how she pronounced it. Her question was, who do you guys think should coach the team? She asked this some time ago.
Me.
Christy, you think you should coach the team? Why is that?
I'm thinking I could probably do a better job than the current staff, but that's just me, of course. I think every fan who knows anything about soccer could probably think the same. But realistically, I mean, in my perfect little dream world, I would love Chico to come back and coach. I know that's never going to happen, but right now.
No, we can always dream. Krista, who would you like to coach the team right now?
I mean, I didn't hear what Christy said.
Tony DeChico, I said.
Oh, really? I would love to see Pia back. I mean, I really miss Pia. She was really cute.
That right there we call.
Going to bring back a coach, Krista, because she's cute. It's perfect.
Huh? It is so perfect. She is so cute. No, but I mean, really, she did wonders for the team. So, yeah. I mean.
Well, that what's that, Krista? You're talking about the fields again? Yeah, the fields. Yeah, the fields. It's all right. I just see Rue over there just doing her own thing right now. Aurelio, who do you want to coach the team?
Well, I'd like to see Tom Sermani back.
Tom Sermani, yeah.
I liked his job, bringing youth.
I was kind of the same way or whatever a bit. I was feeling Tom Sermani. I mean, I liked what he was doing. It was like everyone was so... It was like the most fun thing in the world, like I said, was looking at Twitter and seeing the random people we'd call up and then people getting pissed off about the lineups. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I got to find out about more players that I actually ended up liking from his call-ups. Rue, who would you want to be your coach for the U.S. Women's National Team?
I don't really care, to be honest. No, I genuinely don't care. I think someone like Tom Samani, someone who has Tom Samani's philosophies, doesn't necessarily have to be him, because he did bring some dead beats in. But yes, someone with a new take on things rather than the good old-fashioned American way.
I think that was the thing too. He did bring a different take. That's why it was kind of like shocking to some for us. Some of us, we were just like, "Hey, it's something new. It's we needed a little change." But yeah, that's fine. Don't care as long as the team wins, right? All right, let's see. We got any more questions? Thank you for that question. But we still got to figure out who won that mug. Is that going to be the gift, the mug, or are we going to give something else?
I'm telling you, it was me.
Was it you?
Yeah,
So,
I submitted all the questions.
all right, so I guess Rue wins a mug. Thanks a lot,
Please
Adon.
tell me you're not believing that.
I won a
I thought
crown.
she did.
I am the
thought
winner.
she did. So listen here. Listen here. Whoever you are, Adon, please tell us. I'm guessing that's everything. Do we have any other questions, or are we good to go, guys?
I've got no other questions. I've got one comment from a gentleman.
What is he?
What is going on? Jesus. I got one comment from Twitter. JL Hayes is just telling us not to underestimate New Zealand. That they're a better team than they were years ago, which I think we kind of basically touched on that New Zealand's better, a little bit better, and obviously we're a little bit worse. So I think that's why the scoreline's a little bit lower. I would have expected that we would have beaten New Zealand in being the number one in the world and being able to own up to, or to perform that way. We would beat New Zealand by 5-6 goals, but I think the gap is closer, which is why I personally went with a 2-0, a 2-0 scoreline. Basically because we're just not as good, and they're a little bit better.
I see it as like we're going to score first, they're going to score next, and we're going to go into halftime like that. And then like Rue was saying, once we'll probably hit another one, probably about the 60th minute, then the floodgates open, and we'll get 2 more. So it'll be a lot closer game, but it's not like we're going to just look like we were dominant. So I feel the guy. Tell him thanks a lot for the comment, because, hey, we all kind of see it, and we all kind of know it. Well, most of the fans that kind of get it know it. We're just not as strong as we used to be, so don't be shocked if we're on a plane back home and after round of 16. So
my guess is this is a person who actually lives in New Zealand.
Oh,
and that's he's making a few comments based on when they used to have Hermione and that they were doing, they were doing a better job, and that they had. And I guess it says we did draw them last time we played in 2013, which is a good point. So he makes some valid comments.
All right, thanks a lot, buddy. We appreciate it. If you guys ever have any other comments, concerns,
That's all I've got
on the Twitter. All right, I guess that's it on the Twitter. The Tumblr looks empty. The Facebook looks empty. You guys got to add us on these things. What the heck was that?
Oh, my father. Sorry, guys.
It's all right, as long as you didn't die. Guys, be sure to add us on these things. Talk to us, interact with us, because this is a show for fans, made by fans. So, if you talk to me, I might just throw you on the show, because I'm going to, next week we might have a couple of these panelists might not be able to make it. So we need you as the fans to come join us, and then you can tell us how we're wrong, or we can tell you how you're not right. In a nice way, unless it's Rue, because she's going to treat you like Hope Solo. But other than that, I'm guessing that's everything, guys. It was a good show. Next week, I'm guessing, or next time, we're going to do NWSL focus finally, right? We're done with U.S. Women's National Team until next friendly, right?
Yes.
Yes?
That's a great idea.
Thank God. I'm so sick of it. Yes, okay. So the next show will be NWSL sneak preview. We'll talk about who we think is going to be the top scorers of the league, who we think about might be the top assist leaders in the league, things we liked from last year, things we didn't like from last year. That's everything. Send us your comments and questions, subscribe, or leave comments below, right down there. That little box. Oh, not the Enrique Iglesias. This is the mess I deal with. I deal with this stuff every day. You should see our
geez.
discussions.
I have a question for the viewers.
What is your question? Give the quick. Okay, yeah, because we need a question. Because we
I have
don't
a
know.
question for the viewers, yep.
Go for it.
What is your favourite Enrique Iglesias song?
Oh, here we go with
I
this.
totally knew that was coming.
Whoever's
I did not see
song
that coming.
that we choose, we'll give you a mug. How about that? This time I control the broadcast, so I'm about to end it right now. We are done. You guys have a nice night. We are done. Oh, Enrique Iglesias. Oh, bad.